been looking for someone, but I can't find him. I can't remember when I started noticing him, but slowly I started seeing the evidence that he'd been where I sometimes go. I see that he's been in my city, in my school, everywhere, and he's been there the whole time. I've never really been anywhere that he hasn't touched, if I'm being honest. I know I have to look for him because I need to make sure he's not anyone I know, or anyone I knew, I guess, or my family, because the thing is, he only really hangs around people who look like me, more or less, and it's starting to scare me. I really disagree with what he does, but I need to make sure it wasn't anyone associated with me doing it. Oh, and I guess if it was, I should probably put a stop to it. He has a certain way of talking, a certain logic to what he believes. Sometimes he's almost out in the open and I almost catch him, but he ducks away at the last second. It's always someone pretending to be him. If I can catch him, I think I can stop him. Here's what I do know about him. First, he's very old. I'm not sure exactly when he was born, but it was around 1,000 years ago, or 500 years ago. I can't tell. I think he might have gotten stronger at some point because he starts showing up more and more. It's murky how that happened. He's tall, but not too tall, and he's thin, but not too thin, not like a skeleton or anything. He's not that kind of monster. He has white skin, but never white enough to scare you, just sallow, dull skin. In some light, it looks gray or green or red, but his skin's never dark. It's smooth, and his hands are uncalloused. He doesn't do his own work. He has blue eyes, usually. It's hard to tell. From afar, he looks like a normal human. I think some would say he was even handsome, but when you come a little closer, things start to blur, to fall apart. He has beautiful eyes. He looks at you and he listens to you, and he's one of those people who make you feel like you're really fully understood. He's trustworthy. Well, actually, he only looks like that to the people who he wants to get closer to, but I digress. The thing is, even if you think you know what he looks like, at the last second, he shifts. He's not solid like us. His skin contorts and reflects what you want to see. And his face has this weird, uncanny feeling to it once you look away. It's almost like he wasn't there at all. It's hard to describe, but looking at him is like waking up from a dream you just can't quite remember. But you remember it was a good dream. And he has a soft voice. He doesn't do a lot of talking. He knows how to listen to what scares you or what you've been wanting, and he just says a few words. If you do this, you'll get what you want. If you hurt them, you'll be better off. And then he's gone. Part ghost, part shapeshifter. His ideas work great for the people who listen to him. They end up richer, more powerful, but at a cost. I'm not sure exactly where he gets it from, but it must be something. Maybe just satisfaction. That he's still needed, that people still listen to him. I don't know. I want to be clear though, his ideas, his suggestions, the little things he whispers to people after making them feel so well understood, they aren't good ideas, not for most people. He has a meanness that hides behind his kind eyes, because he can't have his own real solid face, one that you remember. He tries to use other people's faces who look like his. He controls them, and he goes against people who don't look like him. He targets people who are scared, people who are angry, people with things they want but can't have, or people who are just excited about things being different one day. And then he twists their ideas to fit his. He's a bitter, bitter creature. At their core, his ideas are one thing. People who look like me deserve to live at the expense of people who don't. And he'll say anything to turn people towards what he wants. Some people are easy. They already agree with him. They see other people as below them, and they're willing to hurt them. You know the kinds of people I'm talking about. At the beginning, when I first started looking, I thought maybe those people were him. I thought, these people are so upfront about their hate, they must be him in the flesh. But in the end, it never is. He's just twisting their words, because even when they die or lose their power, his logic and his words spring up in new places. Maybe he's immortal because people have tried to kill him, but they've never succeeded. Sure, there have been some wins. Sometimes, even when people don't find him, they manage to see his logic, and it becomes harder for him to persuade people. But not impossible. Sometimes it's obvious how this happens. We think something has died, and then it starts to spring up again, slowly, inexplicably, somewhere else. And then you know he has found someone new to whisper to. But sometimes it's less obvious, because a lot of the time, he hides his true intentions to people, but underneath it, it's the same thing, that some people deserve to live at the expense of other people. It's harder to see because people don't even really recognize it as him anymore, but he's there. He always slips away at the last second, ducks right out when you think you've caught him. Like I said, once you look away, he blurs and disappears like a dream you almost remember. But I figured he must live somewhere. I've looked in institutions. I thought he might be in the walls of a government building somewhere, since a lot of what he's done has to do with them. But in the end, he didn't live there. Those buildings where he might have lived don't last forever. Some of the worst have burned or been abandoned, or he just stopped working there. He doesn't seem tied down to any one place. I looked in other places too, schools, cities, certain streets, certain houses, but it wasn't there either. I figure he's more the transient type, moving from person to person, trying to find somewhere that he's able to stay, somewhere he won't be forgotten, trying to leave his mark however he can, at any cost. I wondered too, if he didn't live anywhere, maybe he followed something around. Maybe he followed powerful people, but then he doesn't really seem to care about that. If there's fear or want or hate, he'll be there. Normally, stories are forgotten, ideas get replaced, people lose power, but not him. The way he says things changes, but underneath it all, he's always there. I've looked everywhere. Anyone who he could possibly be, anywhere he could have lived, it's gone, but something new still pops up. So where is he? What am I not seeing? Why can't I see evidence of him? Why can I see evidence of him everywhere I look, but I can't find him? It doesn't make sense. I've looked everywhere and I can't find him. I have all the evidence. I know all the places he touched. I know everything about him. But I'm not a fool. If I've looked everywhere, truly everywhere, and he still can't be pinned down, he must not exist at all. The evidence I've seen of him, it was people who left that, not him, us. I'm sure some were evil, I'm sure some weren't, but I think we've all created a world where we allow his logic to continue. I was right that he looks human, because he is one. I knew he looked on the surface like a pretty average person, and that was because he was. He's one of us, or many of us, or at least we all know him, and we allow him to hang around. What's scary about him to me, too, was his blurred dream I almost remember face. It's unsettling to be talking to someone and then not quite remember what they were saying. It was like one of those dreams you liked but can't remember, and you try to bring it back. Lots of people try to bring back dreams that weren't really there at all. Nostalgia's dangerous. So why did we make him up? What is he to us? I think it's a lot easier to look at what we've done if we think it wasn't us who did it. It's a lot scarier to look back and see what we did because we were scared or because we didn't care, or because we wanted to see people completely and utterly dehumanized so that we could live just a little bit better. That was us, not some monster. But by creating a monster, we still aren't responsible, and he, or I guess we, can continue. I think we should have been a little more suspicious when his face started to reflect our own. He wasn't someone we can blame for our own crimes. He was showing us ourselves.